That's Thomas Paine, and I assure you that is the least offensive thing he had to say. I'd like to see the context.
You're trying to tell me you supported taxation?
Excuse me?
You're trying to tell me you supported taxation?
Absolutely.
Concepts?
Absolutely.
Oh, everybody's got to have that.
Absolutely.
You decide what it's for.
And he especially wanted to tax the rich and give it to the poor. Especially. Yes, he did. Read it. Agrarian Justice. Read Agrarian Justice. Read it. That's Thomas Paine, and you're afraid to. You won't do it because you're afraid of the facts. Read, no, you have Glenn Beck's book. Read Thomas Paine, Agrarian Justice. You will find what he said. But you're afraid to. Good. Am I going to end up on YouTube?
Maybe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead and say something for prosperity if you'd like.
I'm watching all these guys leave. They're dropping off like flies.
Yeah.
They can't endure their own rhetoric.
Nothing to do with that. Most of these people have jobs to go to.
Sure. Boy, they're dropping like flies. Look at that. They can't take their own rhetoric.
We got to go to work.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And you will see that is what they did in the
Where can I get a copy of that?
Online. Agrarian Justice, Thomas Paine. The link is in the brochure.
Here, let me...
And the link is also at TacomaCoffeeParty.com.
How many people of color are part of the coffee party? I'd just like to know.
Actually, we don't have any here in Tacoma.
Okay, so we outnumber you as far as people of color go.
Well, you have a much larger crowd.
Okay.
The point I was making earlier is
I'm just curious. I mean, if you want to make a point that there's no people of color here, and yet you have no people of color in your own organization, doesn't that make you a hypocrite?
There are very few people in our organization.
Well, thank God for that.
Okay. Have a good day, sir.
Yeah.
How you doing? You know what Thomas Paine said about taxes? Separate an individual from society and give him an island or a continent to possess, and he cannot acquire personal property. He cannot be rich. All accumulation, therefore, of personal property beyond what a man's own hands produce is derived to him by living in society. And he owes on every principle of justice, of gratitude, and of civilization a part of that accumulation back again to society from whence the whole came. That's Thomas Paine. That's Thomas Beck. That's the mildest thing of what he said. He also said that if you examine the matter carefully, you will find that most people are rich by underpaying their workers. So the government should take money from the landowners and give it to the poor people in the form of pensions. That's what Thomas Paine argued. Now, you may not agree with Thomas Paine. This is America. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. But there's no one more American than Thomas Paine. So America is a land where we have different views about economics. And we always did. And our founding fathers tended to be quite progressive and quite almost socialist. They gave away land. But it's hard to have a civil discussion with people who can't even understand that Thomas Paine wasn't the person that Glenn Beck says he is. That Thomas Paine actually had a mind of his own, and he actually spoke in ways that Glenn Beck never would dream of. They can't accept that. That is too far out of their brain.
Considering I have no idea what Glenn Beck's ever said about Thomas Paine, I haven't read any of his books, I don't listen to his show, I don't have cable. So
I challenge you.
Tell me something Glenn Beck said about Thomas Paine.
Glenn Beck gives the impression.
Actually, I'm sorry.
Glenn Beck gives the impression that Thomas Paine would endorse his views. Glenn Beck had that clown, some actor guy from somewhere in Southwest Washington, who pretends to be Thomas Paine, and all he does is spout right-wing talking points. But he is not Thomas Paine, and he doesn't talk at all like Thomas Paine talked. Thomas Paine hated religion.
Okay.
He hated it. He despised it. And he despised people that wanted to do things politically based on religious values. He absolutely despised it. Glenn Beck is just the opposite. Glenn Beck also quotes Gandhi.
Okay.
And Gandhi is certainly a socialist. There's a whole economic theory called Gandhiism, and it is not capitalism. And Glenn Beck talks as if he's an ally intellectually with Gandhi. He has nothing in common with Gandhi, except he's not advising people to take up arms yet. But who knows how long that'll last. Gandhi spoke of peace and unity. Glenn Beck speaks of division and violence.
And when? Where? I haven't. Like I said, I don't listen to the show. I don't know.
There are plenty of instances where Glenn Beck alludes to violence. When he pours gas all over someone, pretending it's water, pretending it's gas, things like that. Glenn Beck is very divisive in his rhetoric.
The only thing I heard about was him throwing a rubber frog in boiling water.
Here with Thomas Paine? Yeah, sure. You can't take your own rhetoric. You heard one right-wing speech, you've heard them all. Cut taxes, smaller government, Obama's an idiot. You've heard it all. Once you heard one, you've heard them all. They all say the same things.
What's the smartest thing Obama's done since he's been president?
Let's see. He hasn't started any wars on false pretenses.
No, but he's about to unleash one in Israel, isn't he?
I doubt it.
Through his own ignorance and hatred of the Israelis.
Well, once Obama does something, you might have a charge, but in the meantime, everything is just imagined.
What has he done? Well, let's see.
Trying to bother me. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Well, let's see here. How about snubbing the Prime Minister on his visit? Is that smart diplomacy?
8,600 government. Welcome to the